So I've gotten this question a couple of times. How long does it take to make a video? Hey everybody, welcome back to Prince's Friend, exploring music through Prince. And several times, and a lot recently, many of you have been asking, hey, like, what is your process like? What is it like having a YouTube channel? What does it take to make a video on Prince's Friend? So I thought I'd go ahead and make a quick video just to kind of run you through it. And obviously I have the green screen going. This is not a necessary thing, I just felt like doing it. So the very first thing I do is try to come up with a video idea. So now the cool thing is, obviously I am never wanting for things to talk about, and I have video ideas going as far as 6 months in advance. However, those are just, hey, one-word ideas for videos, but when it comes down to really sitting down and figuring out what the next video is gonna be, it does actually take a little bit of planning. You have to grab that idea and figure out how you're going to make that work. What angle are you going to take on it? How are you going to do the title and the description? How is it going to work on YouTube? I have to make sure that not only is it something that you guys want to see, but something that will do well and continue to help the channel grow. Now, sometimes I do throw that rule out entirely and I just make a video because I feel like it, but most of the time I do try to take some thought in the process in what I'm putting out. So step one was planning it all. Step two is doing the research and writing the script. Now I would say that I usually don't just jump right into a video and just hit record and just start talking. However, I'm actually doing that with this video. But for the most part, the majority of my videos are me sitting down and writing a script. Now that is actually different depending on the type of video that I'm doing. For a review type video, I can take 2 to 3 weeks to write one of those scripts. Because it requires me listening to the album several times, I need to make sure I'm hearing all the lyrics. I want to try and dig into all of the riffs and all of the storytelling elements to every album, so I need to make sure that I have fully consumed an album before I do a review of it, so that can take considerable time. Likewise, when I'm doing a video essay, it does take a lot of research in order to make sure that I'm quoting the right things, make sure that I have the right references. I don't like to put up anything that has not been fully vetted and researched, which is one of the things that I really like to do for you guys, is try to find information that you might not know. Or if it's something you do know, I try to find a fun angle or a new way to present it to you so that it's not just a rehash of everything you already know. So the research part of it and the writing the script can take a long time. Then of course there are those videos where I hit record and I just start talking. News is obviously something that doesn't take as much time because I'll just read the article and then I just respond to it and give you my thoughts and commentary on the article. So honestly, it takes varying amounts of time based on the type of video that I'm doing. 2 to 3 weeks for a good album review, unless it's more of like a single thing, that can take maybe a week. Video essays can take anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, though my Prince Was a Modern Day Sage video took me upwards of about a month and a half to do, but that is one of my longer videos at almost 20 minutes. That one was a lot of work. But most of my other ones come in at about 10 minutes, so about a week or two on average. News ones, they don't take very much time, and obviously interviews, they take about the amount of time that it takes to plan and schedule and send emails back and forth, but also then to just sit down and record. Now, I usually try to keep my interviews down to a certain amount of time, usually about an hour at most, but sometimes we'll talk for much longer than that, and the editing process, we'll get to the editing in a minute. Now we're on to the recording. So there are 2 parts to recording. The first part of the recording is the setup. Now, a lot of the time, it is just me at my desk. And what I do is I pull the white screen behind me, I hit record, we go. However, with some of the other things that require more room or require a little bit more finesse, like a green screen, better lighting, things like that, different camera setups, the skits that I've been doing and like trying to do different things for you guys to make the videos a little bit more entertaining. Those things can take considerable time to actually record. If you recall from the Emancipation Disc 2 review, the little skit that I did with my daughter, it lasts about 25 25 seconds of me sneaking up on her to tell her that I love her. It's a cute little thing. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But I would say that that 25-second thing took probably about 25 minutes to do, because it was a lot of positioning and making sure she knew how to react and taking several takes and cutting away and doing a bunch of stuff. It was a lot of work in order to get that recorded. So the setup is different when it's me just standing here versus if we're doing different things. Now the second part of recording is obviously standing here and saying the words. And of course, if it's scripted, I try to read it out loud to myself a few times so that I know what I'm saying. Sometimes though, I just hit record and I might have to say it a few times on camera. But I will say that however long a video is that I put out, I probably recorded that video for about twice or 2.5 times the length to later be edited out, because a lot of the time I'll say something and then I'll say that's not right, so I'll say something again and then I'll be like, maybe that's not right, so I'll say something and then I'll try different inflections and I end up cutting out all the rest of them, and that's where you get bloopers. There's always mess ups during the recording process, so you have to budget in that time. Now after all of that is done, all of the recording is done, now I transfer it to my computer and it's time for the editing. Now video editing can take anywhere from 3 to 4 times as long as the amount of recorded footage that you are editing, and sometimes even longer. For instance, the Prince Was a Modern Day Sage video probably took me the most time ever. It clocked in at about 19 minutes when it was all said and done, but I recorded for about 40 minutes, and it took me about 3.5 hours to get it all edited because I did a lot of transitions and words and graphics and all kinds of stuff that I did in order to make that video as appealing as possible. Now, those videos that I don't do that much with, it still takes about 3 times as long because I'm cutting out any of the unusable stuff and we're piecing it all together into a video that will be easily consumable for all of you. And of course, the editing process is not just cutting out my stuff or adding graphics, but it's also music and effects, sound effects, things like that. So there's a lot to the process. And once it's uploaded, that can sometimes be a process as well. And sometimes when you're uploading, a song might get caught by a claim, by a copyright claim, so you have to take it off or you have to shorten the length, and lots of different things can happen in the process of just uploading the video, so that's just weird. Once it's uploaded though, you have to take all that research that you had when you originally researched it, the title, the description, all of the tags and whatnot, and you add those to the video, and then you just wait. You wait until it's time to release it live. And once it's live, and you guys get to enjoy it. I get to see the fruits of my labor going and having a fun time with it, engaging with you guys in the comments. That's always fun, but is also part of the job, because what I do is I try to engage with all of you in the comments. So after a video has been released, sometimes I'll spend 3 to 4 hours of that day in the comments answering your questions and talking with you all. And that's actually one of the most fun things ever. But it is time consuming. And also along with that, I'm also making little tweaks. Sometimes I'll update the thumbnail just a bit, or I might change the title so that it shows up on more searches, might change a keyword here or there, add a new one so that it starts getting seen by more eyes. And that honestly takes just as long as all of the rest of the process. So if you were to ask me, how long does it take to make a video? The answer is anywhere from 1 to 10 hours, depending on the content, depending on what I'm doing with it. It's all fun to do, which is why I've actually made this a huge part of my life now. If I'm not recording, I'm working on a script. If I'm not working on a script, then I'm answering comments. If I'm not answering comments, I'm going out and having an event so that I can then write about it. There's almost no part of my life that is not Prince's friend at this point, which is why it has been so amazing that so many of you have responded well to what I do here. So first off, I want to thank everybody who's watched these videos, and hopefully this kind of gives you a little glimpse into what it's like to be Prince's friend here making videos for you. And obviously if you like this video, you should reward yourself by hitting the like button. You'll thank me in the end. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media. That's at Prince's Friend YT on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And check out our Patreon at patreon.com/princessfriend. It is the thing that helps us advance and grow this channel. It helps us upgrade our equipment and gives us a lot more opportunities to change it up instead of just doing the same thing over and over again, which I love to experiment and do different things. Hopefully now you know what it takes to make a video, and maybe you're inspired to start doing this yourself. Definitely do that, and you don't have to put in the huge amount of work that I do, but you need to be happy with the result when you're done. And until next time, may you live to see the dawn. See you in the next video.